They said the old house was empty, yet every night villagers saw the shadow of a girl standing by the upstairs window. She never moved, she never spoke, she only watched. For years, no one dared step inside. The house was silent, its walls scarred by fire, its halls filled with whispers of tragedy. But one traveler, driven by curiosity, decided to uncover the truth. The moment he entered, the air turned bitterly cold. Dust swirled through the beam of his lantern, and silence pressed against his ears. Then he heard it, faint laughter echoing from above. A child's laughter. His heart raced as he climbed the creaking stairs. Each step groaned beneath his weight. At the top, he froze. There, by the window, stood a pale young girl in a torn white dress. Her hair fell over her face, but her eyes shone with sorrow. She did not scream. She did not move. She only whispered, "Please, help me find my name." The traveler searched the ruined home. He tore through broken cupboards and scattered ash, but found nothing. Then, beneath the floorboards, he discovered a charred journal. Its leather cover was as hard as stone, but as he turned the brittle pages, a musty scent filled the air. Inside, faded ink revealed the story of a family who once lived there, a family taken by the fire that destroyed the home. And among the last surviving words, he found her name. He returned to the window and spoke it aloud. For the first time in decades, the girl smiled. Her pale figure shimmered in the moonlight, and with a soft whisper of thank you, she vanished into the night. From that evening on, the house was silent, no longer disturbed by the ghost that made it her home. Yet some say if you stand outside the house at midnight, you may still hear faint laughter drifting through the wind, a reminder of the girl who once waited at the window. And now, before we go, let's solve a little mystery. When the traveler arrived at the house, what was the first sound he heard? It was the sound of laughter, a child's laughter. What was the name of the girl who appeared at the window? She never revealed her name, but the traveler found it in a book. So, what was her name? It was never revealed in the story, but you can find her name hidden in this one. Can you spot it? Pause the video here if you want to make a guess. Her laughter echoed through the silent house, a haunting melody that stirred something within him. He felt compelled to find her, to unravel the mystery that kept her spirit tethered to this world. As he ventured deeper into the house, the darkness seemed to whisper secrets, urging him forward. Each creaking step on the staircase was like a whispered clue, leading him closer to the source of the haunting melody. When he finally reached the top, the sight that greeted him was both eerie and heartbreaking. Standing by the window was a girl no older than 12, her translucent form shimmering in the moonlight. Her white dress, tattered and dusty, hinted at a past filled with innocence lost. Her long, flowing hair, the color of spun gold, framed a face of ethereal beauty. But it was her eyes that held the most haunting sorrow, staring into the abyss, reflecting a pain that transcended time. He wanted to reach out to offer solace to this tormented spirit. But as he moved closer, she turned, her eyes widening in alarm. In that instant, he saw not just a ghost, but a living, breathing soul trapped between worlds. Her lips trembled as if she yearned to speak, to convey a message from beyond the grave. He felt an overwhelming urge to help her, to be the one to finally set her free. With a voice as gentle as a summer breeze, he asked, "What is your name, little one?" The question hung in the air, echoing the unspoken plea from her tormented eyes. And as the seconds ticked by, he waited, hoping to hear a response that would unravel the mystery that bound her spirit to the old house. But instead of an answer, he saw a single tear roll down her pale cheek, leaving a shimmering trail in its wake. The silence that followed was deafening, broken only by the mournful cry of an owl in the distance. The traveler's heart ached for the nameless girl, her spirit forever tethered to the house, unable to find peace. Determined to help her, he made a promise. He vowed to find her name, believing that it held the key to setting her free. As the first rays of dawn peeked through the grimy windows, he began his search, sifting through the debris-filled rooms, hoping to find a clue that would lead him to her identity. Each creaking floorboard, each crumbling wall seemed to guard its secrets jealously, offering him glimpses of the past, but never revealing her name. The traveler's determination only grew stronger with time. He combed through old documents, church records, and local folklore, hoping to find a lead that would unravel the enigma of the girl in the white dress. As days turned into weeks, his search took him far beyond the confines of the old house into the town and its surrounding areas, where he spoke to elders and historians each interaction, bringing him a step closer to the truth. Finally, after weeks of relentless pursuit, a breakthrough came when an elderly woman, her eyes twinkling with wisdom, mentioned a tragic fire that had occurred in the very house he was investigating. With renewed vigor, he delved into the town's archives, uncovering a tale of a family who had perished in the flames, their names forever etched in the town's memory. Among them was a young girl whose name echoed through the annals of time. It was a name that carried the weight of sorrow, a name that had been silenced by the flames, but now was being resurrected by the traveler's unwavering determination. He raced back to the house, his heart pounding with anticipation. As he climbed the creaking stairs, he could almost feel her presence guiding him, urging him to fulfill his promise. When he reached the top, he stood before the window where he had first encountered her spirit. Taking a deep breath, he uttered the name that had been echoing in his dreams, a name that held the power to set her free. The air around him seemed to shimmer, and for a moment, everything went silent. Then, as if in response to his call, the girl turned, her eyes widening in disbelief. In that instant, a radiant smile illuminated her face, chasing away the shadows that had clung to her spirit for so long. With a whispered thank you, she glided towards him, her form becoming more translucent with each passing second. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the room, the traveler watched as the girl's form began to fade, her ethereal beauty dissolving into the twilight hues. A profound sense of peace settled over him, knowing that he had fulfilled his promise. He stood there for a long time, enveloped in the silence that now seemed peaceful rather than haunting. The house at the end of the lane remained shrouded in mystery, but for the traveler, the encounter had become a profound life lesson. He realized that sometimes the greatest mysteries are solved not with logic or reason, but with empathy and the courage to confront the unknown. The memory of the girl in the white dress became a guiding light, reminding him of the importance of every name, every story, and every spirit that walks among us.